want to say something about these two paintings in terms of idea, because a painting is two distinctly different things. It is the idea that you want to try to express, involving the various symbols and so on, if it's a figurative painting. If it's an abstract painting, then you have basically one thing that you were trying to describe, and that is the interaction of color and space and so on, and composition. But if you're dealing with figurative things, symbolic things, you've got two jobs. One is to get the symbols right, and then the other job is to make it a painting that people will want to walk into. So you're inviting people in. And this is where the problem arises in terms of time. That this idea is finished. Now, whether the painting is finished is another story. That I'm not completely sure that I like the way the sky looks and various other bits and pieces. But the idea has been there now for 3 or 4 weeks. And the idea, I'll say this as simply as I can, there is a arcane or esoteric symbol of the dragon biting its tail. That is an Eastern symbol compared to the tree symbol, which is the tree of knowledge. So in the West, we have this idea that knowledge, as the branches grow, we become more knowledgeable. Ultimately, we become enlightened by that knowledge. But with the tree symbol, as the branches grow, the roots also grow. And the roots are all the debris that we have left over from all this learning. So what you end up with is, in the subconscious, you have all this junk. So as much knowledge as you have up in the branches, you haven't resolved all the problems down in the subconscious. The esoteric symbol of the dragon biting its tail is, to me, a more complete concept. And that is that you have to go down into the subconscious and get through all of the unacknowledged information that's down there. So you're not only learning by going up, you're also learning by going down, and ultimately what happens is you come around and the dragon bites its tail and you reach enlightenment, or you drop the ego, and so on. It's a very long way of talking about the simple idea, and that is the figure is throwing away the ego masks. And it's called fearless because it takes a great deal of fearlessness to be able to do that. We are attached to our egos, and to throw away the ego mask is a difficult thing to do. And the dragon from the subconscious is coming up from below and eating and catching the masks and carrying them away. So the part of the dragon symbol in this piece is from this concept, this arcane symbol of the dragon biting its tail. It is the subconscious that finally devours the ego mask and you're free. So a lot of intellectual information to give you a painting that you should be able to visualize in a matter of a second or two.
Great.
That was the basis for the painting.
Lovely, thank you.
So let's look at this in contrast to the previous one, because there are fundamentally two different types of figurative paintings. One is a painting of atmosphere, and the other one is a symbolic painting that has a sort of a deep inner meaning, purpose, and so on. And so you have a responsibility to all of the symbols. This is much more straightforward. Here you're only talking about, in the Indian tradition, they have music called ragas, which is music for different times of the day. And I took this as an idea. This is called morning song. And the figure playing the harp is playing the harp at sunrise. And the reason that she's blindfolded is to carry this idea a little bit further, is that this magic time of sunrise is the mermaids will come as long as she doesn't see them. So the music is creating the mood for the mermaids. They come to listen to the music. but the person playing the music can hear them splashing in the water. Maybe you can even hear them humming. But the minute the mask comes off, they disappear. So it's much more of an atmospheric type of image than it is a symbolic type of image.
A beautiful one.
Often, when somebody says, especially someone's just bought a painting, and I know they're going to be living with it for a long time, and they come up and they say, now tell me what it means.
Yes.
And I'm very hesitant because my intentions, in other words, what gets me excited about making this painting may not be the excitement that the person
Looking
received.
at it, yes.
And so
Absolutely.
it's a dangerous thing to say, okay, this is what I think, because they then believe that's the only interpretation possible for the painting. Here, I mean, when you have the windows open and you're hearing the waves going constantly, there's this kind of rhythm that reinforces a kind of vibration that I feel is the essence